Keith Ferrazzi's electronic address book contains 5,000 names, and each of these people is willing to answer his call. How did he manage to build such an extensive network? The secret is simple. When meeting new people, he tries to offer them help, selfless and generous help. This approach to networking is radically different from the past, where selfless acts were not common. Ferrazzi was the first to articulate and describe the new principles of building useful connections. In many cases, the ability to establish and nurture relationships proves to be more important than professional skills. If you can make others like you, that talent alone can be enough for career growth. The term networking is often misunderstood. It's not just about meeting new people. In fact, networking is about active mutual assistance and generous sharing of contacts. You cannot act based on the principle, "I only help those who help me." You should aim to help as many people as possible. This will open up access to new people and opportunities. In companies with a rigid hierarchy, employees believe that one person's success comes at the expense of others. But building relationships based on cooperation, as seen in flat companies, allows everyone to benefit. The market, with its complex web of interests, is beginning to understand that cooperation is more important than competition. Nowadays, employees are independent and loyal not to companies but to their contacts. It's important to establish a circle of useful connections, helpers and friends long before you actually need them. A successful leader is someone who earns the respect and admiration of their team. The era of authoritarian leaders is coming to an end. For the process of building connections to run smoothly, you need organization and the ability to manage the flow of information. True friendships are not built on the amount of time spent together, but on its quality. Good relationships are an inexhaustible resource. Decide whom you would like to meet. Look for experienced mentors with leadership qualities and interpersonal skills that you want to emulate, or those who can help you grow professionally. However, be aware that people might refuse to help you due to common misconceptions. At one time, Keith Ferrazzi was trying to make connections with entertainment industry leaders. He met a man named David, who worked with several Hollywood studios. Though David could have introduced Ferrazzi to the big bosses, he didn't want to spend his social capital on it. Like many others, David believed that by helping Ferrazzi, he would waste his valuable connections. He preferred to save them for himself. This is a completely mistaken view. Good relationships with others are not a finite resource. Therefore, they cannot be wasted. Winston Churchill's contemporaries considered him a great conversationalist and a brilliant speaker. But for every meeting and speech, Churchill prepared for hours, rehearsing his words and jokes intended for specific individuals. Many people only start networking when they urgently need something. But it's a bad idea to start forming new connections when you're in dire need or desperate. Here are some ways to find new contacts. Start working on a new project that will allow you to gain new skills and meet new people. Run for leadership positions in local organizations that interest you. Join professional groups or alumni associations to meet new people or find work. If you've managed to secure a meeting with a new business contact, prepare thoroughly, making a detailed action plan, leaving nothing to chance. Use the internet, libraries, company annual reports, and other materials to gather information about both the leader and the organization they head. Meeting new people is hard, but speaking with them on the phone is even harder. Never make cold calls. Every call you make should be warm. During a warm call, prove that you can be trusted. Mention the name of a mutual acquaintance or organization. Explain to the person how they will benefit from talking with you. The most effective way to fully utilize the potential of your circle of friends is quite simple. You need to connect your circle of acquaintances with someone else's. The only way to motivate people to do something for you is by recognizing their importance and significance. The deepest human need is the need for acknowledgement. To ensure you're not forgotten, constantly remind people about yourself. This is crucial for networking. If you want to stay in the spotlight within your network, always be available. A company director, Ferrazzi knows, made it a rule to contact at least 50 people every day. When you need to meet with many people but have little time, invite all your acquaintances to a group dinner. If you need a one-on-one conversation with some of them, invite one to arrive early and another to stay late. When organizing such meetings, consider the compatibility of your guests. Having representatives from different professions can make the evening more interesting. Poverty is not just a lack of financial resources, but also isolation from a certain circle of people who could help you realize your potential. Conferences offer an excellent opportunity to make new acquaintances, engage in networking, and achieve certain business goals. To make the most of them, take on some organizational responsibilities. This will give you access to information about participants and speakers, as well as participation in additional events. In our information age, openness in everything, whether it's your intentions, the knowledge you have, or your attitude toward people, has become the most valuable factor. When you meet new people, try to create mutual sympathy and show that you have common interests. To strengthen the connection, send your new acquaintance a letter or email shortly after the meeting, within 12 to 24 hours. Your weak ties will bring you the most benefit, that is, people who are not part of your inner circle. With close friends, you have many things in common: interests, tastes, social circles, whereas your weak ties belong to a completely different world. To build an extensive network, you don't need to meet many people yourself. It's enough to establish friendly contact with key figures, those who already have extensive connections. In 1967, psychologist Stanley Milgram conducted an experiment in which he asked several hundred residents of Nebraska to send letters to an unknown broker in Boston. Participants were to act through their acquaintances. They needed to choose the person who, in their opinion, had the best chance of reaching the Boston broker. A third of the letters reached the destination, with an average chain length of 6 people. Milgram found that many participants sent letters to the same people. These individuals served as links between the residents of Nebraska and those who helped deliver the package to the Boston broker. Remember the importance of body language. Smile to appear friendly. Maintain eye contact during conversations. Relax your hands, nod to show you're listening. Show your conversation partner that they are the center of your attention. Don't look around. Discuss interesting, relevant topics. Don't remain silent, but also know how to listen. Take into account differences in communication styles. Everyone has a different tone and style of conversation, so you need to adapt to your interlocutor's manner. Thank you for watching. This was a summary of a book from the communication section of The Wheel of Your Life. To explore books across the entire Wheel of Life, including new releases, subscribe to the channel.